Welcome back to Slovakia, where things are, well, in a state of could be better, to be honest. Had a couple of very good results. We've had a lot of very bad ones. Well, not very bad, but just bad. And, yeah, I'm not entirely sure about this squad I've got. It's all a bit Chelsea. A lot of promise, no actual talent. So it's SLOVNAFT time. It's the Cup. Let me catch you up first on what's been happening in the league. Obviously, you saw the 1-1 draw with Dunajska Streda. We then did lose to Slovan Bratislava, as predicted. It wasn't a bad performance. We just never really looked like we were ever going to get anything from it. Then away, Ruzon Berok, who are not a good side. We should have done better. We were awful. And then Spartak Trnava, supposedly one of the best teams in the league, and we absolutely destroyed them. This one was annoying in so much as several people just massively underperformed. The substitutes came on, most of them played brilliantly, and it's a little on me. I figured out how to stop them a little too late, by which point we were 3-0 down, and after that we improved. It didn't help that they got one of the softest penalties I've ever seen in my life. It was a perfectly good block tackle, and apparently that was a penalty. And then having got ourselves back to 3-1, who was it? It was Duriska, who played a 6.3, and most of the reason why is the fact that he got the ball on the edge of his own penalty area and played a blind pass back to his goalkeeper, who turned out not to be his goalkeeper, but apparently Marek Sevcik, who just scored. Made it 4-1. We came back and scored another goal very shortly afterwards, but we were never going to come back after 4-1. 3-1 we might have scraped a recovery from, but no. That was followed up with an easy 5-0 win, and we were completely dominant, which we just followed up with a pathetic nothing performance. Lost 2-0. Goalkeeper played absolutely appallingly. Might have to drop him. In fact, he has been dropped for this one. It's a completely changed side. We have had some shenanigans. We've had loads of injuries. I've got a loanee left back, and we've just signed a left back. So now, having gone from having like one fit left back, we've now got more left backs than we need. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's not going brilliant. We've had problems with our Argentinian Marchiori, who came to me complaining he wanted a new contract. I offered him a new contract. He wanted more money. I turned him down. Then he came to me again saying he wanted a new contract. I told him he could have one at the end of the season, and he was like, no, I deserve one now. He doesn't. And a few days after that, number of the squad came to me and said, we don't like the way you've treated him. I said, well, I offered him one at the end of the season, he didn't go for it. And they were like, well, that's not good enough. He deserves one now. Again, he doesn't. And so I was like, right, fine, I will offer him a contract. I pinned him down. He got a wage rise of £500. I was just determined to absolutely pin him to the wall on his wage. He's probably getting an awful lot more for appearance fees now. But his basic wage went up £500. I hope it was worth it, Marchiori. Yeah, I do expect to see a much better performance from you today. Although, saying that, very few of you were present in the last game. And he has now signed that contract. I'm considering selling him the first chance I get, to be honest. Might keep him for this season and then just sell him in the summer, because he's not exactly endearing himself. The thing was, if he was playing well, I could have understood it, but he was playing 6.78 average in 6 games. that is not someone who deserves a pay rise. That is someone who is on what they should be getting if they're lucky. Quite frankly, you're already one of the highest paid players. Plus, we are struggling to keep under the wage cap. We have not got a lot of money. Now, McGinley there has been a recent signing to try and cover the left back position. And I've also got a Ukrainian lad on loan. He played very badly in the last game. McGinley didn't do much better. Oh, hello. We've run that out for a minute. And yeah, it's all been very hit and miss. We're either unplayable or can't play at all. And this, of course, are SLOVNAFT action. And whilst the name SLOVNAFT is in my head, I have to offer an unreserved apology to my nephew, who, when he saw that we were looking for an assistant manager, offered his services very kindly. And obviously by the time he'd done so, we had hired one. But I said that, yeah, okay, I'll change the assistant manager's name to the name of your choice, and it will be you, effectively. And then when I went to do that, I realised that I had turned the editor off for this save, so I can't change it. So I'm sorry, but I can't give him the name you wanted. Meanwhile, has anything happened? Has anyone been watching? Because I haven't, clearly. Right, I was told to put this on very attacking. We're going to go attacking, and I'm just going to demand more simply for the sake of venting some of my frustrations. Since I restarted the save this evening, it's not been a fun time, I have to say. Go on, you concede one and see what happens. Ooh, we nearly saw what happened. I mean, you wouldn't actually see what happened. I'd do it off camera, and their families would never know. Boys, why is Bellenic having to make really good saves against this lot? I am going to berate you next time. You know this. Well, you will actually. No, you probably don't know this yet, do you? Because you haven't experienced much of me yet. You will come to know this. It's just not good enough, is it? Really? Go on, hit it. There we go. It's amazing what happens when you actually shoot on target. There. Quarterfinals of this, eh? That's what we're supposed to reach. We are going to have to get a very kind draw. It's never the best when cups are midweek either, because you always have to play a rotated side. I mean, we might not have to play a rotated side if we were doing better in the league, but at the moment I need every league point I can get. We're not very good. And we're certainly not very high. We're not very far out of the relegation zone. I mean, I'm reasonably confident that we can, certainly at home, beat the teams we'll need to beat to stay out of trouble, but I'm not sure a top half of the table finish is in us, to be perfectly honest. I don't think they've got much in the way of excuse. I mean, the team cohesion is already good because I haven't messed about with the squad that much because we haven't had the money to. I don't know if they just need to get used to the tactic a bit more. I'm not sure where our familiarity sort of lies, but they should be getting there. I mean, the trouble is every defeat obviously is a hit for the club atmosphere, and then Marchiori and his gang of rogues haven't helped that either, and certainly haven't helped the managerial support. Not unfair. Nice of you to show up this time. So, yeah, it's a tricky one. Now, I've forgotten myself. I was going to try a little bit of an experiment because I've noticed when watching these back, editing them, that of course I'm looking that way because that's where my screen is. So I thought maybe if I shove myself in the other corner, it'll actually look like I'm looking at the pitch rather than, you know, gazing off into the middle distance somewhere off screen. So maybe at half time I'll move myself over, and then we can do a compare and contrast, can't we? First half with second half. Do I look like I'm more involved in the game in the second half when I'm actually looking on screen towards what's actually happening rather than away from it? Though in my defence, a lot of what I've seen so far this season was best observed whilst looking away. And I realise there's an oxymoron in there somewhere. And I think I keep on forgetting to sort out the corners. We have virtually no height in the side, so I think I need to change the corners and probably the free kicks. I mean, you saw the goal we scored on the opening day, which was from a lovely, well-worked free kick that involved no height whatsoever. He could have been 5'2" and he could have scored that goal. Well, we're 2-0 up, as we probably should be. Yeah, okay. Don't think we'll really be wanting to bring anyone on because we want them as match fit as fit as possible, fit and healthy. We do seem to get a lot of injuries. I've toned down the training a little bit. Doesn't really seem to have helped. But wow, they are a remarkably compact unit. Looking at that, look at these. No, you can't look at these average positions. But yeah, their average positions are really quite central. Fair? No. Oh, good save from the keeper. But yeah, look at this. Look how compact they're trying to be. Yeah, another decent save from Bellamy. That's at least the third good save he's had to make. Exactly ideal, isn't it? It's a team of this quality. Still. Foul. Dirty players. Why don't you just give it to the bloke right next to you? Rather than playing what, given what happens on this game, could have been a potentially suicidal pass across your own penalty area. Oh, he did so well as a Lien. Right, I am going to ask the boys to attack out wide, I think. Let's see if we can go round this this block. I don't know, obviously we're cruising towards victory here. There is absolutely no excuse for throwing this away, having dominated the game completely, but I do just want to see if we can be a bit more impressive about it, in all honesty. And I didn't move myself, did I? I've just realised. Mine like a sieve. I'll tell you what, let's pause play. There we go. Let's see how that goes. I mean, it's going to be too much to ask for me to remember to move it back the other side when I'm not in this, so you might just lose out on the things that were in the bottom right corner rather than the bottom left corner when we're in like menus and stuff. Because, I mean, you saw how I managed to forget to do it at half time, even though I didn't really do anything else at half time. Yeah, see, look at that, we're spread nicely sort of wide, and and yet still not really creating that much. I mean, we should probably have got another goal by this point. I'm not going to give a shout. There's not much point. I'm not really going to. There's not exactly much to praise, and I can't really tell them they're not doing particularly well, can I? Although Skoltetti's not playing well. Let's have a look. See if the evidence of our eyes. And I was like, oh, I mean, that wasn't bad. I can't complain. Fair. 3-0. No, it's not 3-0. He's offside. You can see you're offside as well, you dozy. Literally moved into an offside position. Could see he was offside and just didn't bother getting back. Right, I mean, oh come on, you've got to finish better than this. I mean, they're making it easy for you. Yes, thank you for the pass, Matt, but relatively meaningless. Okay, go on, Yanko. Let's see what you've got. Brilliant. I thought that was going somewhere then. Was there actually even a highlight at the other end? Don't know. Oh. Oh, he's crashed it off the woodwork. Well, I mean, it should have been a bigger score. Might yet be if we grab a couple of late goals, but doesn't look all that impressive though. 2-0, does it, against this sort of opposition? What's particularly worrying is they've had 5 shots on target, and Belenik has had to make 3 decent saves. Oh my! No. And the XG rockets over the 4 mark. This has not been a good performance up front, has it? I mean, it's one of those can't complain. Well, I can complain. I have been complaining for most of the game, I should imagine. But, I mean, we're through, but not impressively. Just before we go, thought we'd do the second round draw, just so we can see who we get. I'm not sure we'll see it unless it's a top game. Okay, there's a lot of lower league sides in here by the looks of things, and there's not many top ones coming out, which means we're still left in there with all the top ones. Yeah. Oh, we are away to lower league opposition again. So, yeah, we might not see that one. Draw all teams. There we go. Right. Yeah, that's in a few games' time. So, what I might do is just try and crack on. Hopefully, we'll get through that, and we'll get through a decent bit of the season. Maybe we'll come back for the next round after that if we get an interesting draw, or just because it's time we saw some more action. Looks like we've got a winter break here for nearly a couple of months, so that'll be fun. I have to remember to do some friendlies, and we know what my mind's been like today. But anyway, yeah, thank you very much for joining me. It wasn't the most scintillating performance. It should have been a better scoreline, but a win's a win, as they say. So we'll have to take it. Next up, second in the league. So that'll be fun. But anyway, like I say, thank you very much for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.